Over the years, I've realized I'm not as mature as I think I am. I think there's actually too many times I've thought I'm more mature than I am. I usually think I'm more mature than the average guy, and that doesn't say much. I'm joking. But I usually think I'm the most, not most, but I usually think I'm more mature than the average guy, but I've realized I'm really not. And even in that maturity, I'm not that mature. I think a lot of us tend to fall in this position where we think we're more mature than we really are, and it causes a lot more problems than we realized. And I'm just putting this out there so you can learn from me and don't make the mistakes I've made, and hopefully you can grow from this. Actually, the most mature thing, at least I've learned from other people who are significantly more mature than me, the most mature thing I think somebody could do is be empathetic. Being empathetic means to put yourself in someone else's shoes and think about how they would feel and how this would affect them. And I would say in empathy, it's the selflessness. And I realize I'm not that mature because I don't think about how my actions affect other people. That's what immature people do. And in that, I've been trying to actively think about how my actions affect other people and actually realize, this is not just going to affect me, and actually think about the consequences of my actions. But I think a lot of us fall in this state of thinking we're more mature than we are, especially more emotionally than we really should be, in all honesty. Like, a lot of us are not emotionally mature, and that's okay. It's not okay, but it's okay because most of us were not taught how to actually go about our emotions. You were taught that it's okay to cry. Movies kind of show you how love is, but it really doesn't, because love is not like that. Movies show these false realities of love and family and all these different things, and it's how we think that we should base our feelings, but not even close. Not even close. It shows like this family dynamic that I don't actually think is real. Cause like sometimes you compare like, oh, I see these people do this and that. Each family is different. So immaturity. Another thing is realizing you're not mature. When you realize that you're not, and you understand that, that's when you can actually grow. Literally, like as soon as you realize, as soon as you look and be like, okay, I'm not as mature as I think I am, and take steps towards empathy. That's the best way to grow in maturity, and that's what I've learned in my little journey so far. I'm not as mature. There's so many things I can name, too many. Let me actually name one. So, dude, there's actually way too many. A lot of the time, I because I'm don't really think about how my actions affect other people, and lack of empathy even in that, and just low key selfish. I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. Daily working on it. But I've definitely just done. So okay, leaving yesterday, immature of me. So delivering. Yesterday was my last shift, and I was delivering pizzas, right? So there was two pizza locations right next to each other, or not right next to each other. They're like this and like this. To me, that's right next to each other, but they're not on the same street. But like they're like 1 mile, 2 mile away from each other. Apparently, you're supposed to have get permission for that. I did not do that, and I was just clicked it, did it. I was like, okay, it's just 1 mile, 2 mile away. 1 mile is like a minute. 1 mile is like 2 minutes if you drive. Depending on how you're driving, a mile's not that far. If we're being completely honest. So I was just like, okay. Then like, lady called me, not the lady, but like person in charge of me was like, hey, did you do this? I was like, yeah. She was like, oh, these are too far, and I was like. She was like, next thing you have to ask. And I was like, oh, I've never seen anybody ask. And I kind of said in like a rude-ish tone. I didn't really think about how my actions affect other people because there's other drivers who need the money and other stuff like that. We're all need the money and stuff like that. But another person probably could have taken that. And that was really selfish of me. So I apologized as soon as I realized. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to make another video right after this telling you like the best sorry. Yeah, that's the next video title.